You are brilliant. I'm trying to describe how amazing it was. You know, what a lot of people know, Darci Lynne Farmer as the smart and talented ventriloquist who blew everyone away on America's Got Talent AGT when she was only 12 years old. With her cute puppets and beautiful voice, she became famous right away, getting standing ovations and Mel B's coveted golden buzzer. Her performances on AGT captivated audiences all over the world, making her a household name in what seemed like an instant. But behind the scenes, Darci's rise to fame was a lot harder and more complicated than most people thought. When Darci first came on American Idol, she seemed like a normal girl with a great talent. The judges and the viewers were both amazed by how well she could make her puppets come to life and sing through them. Millions of people watched clips of her audition, which made her one of the most famous contestants in the show's history. But as Darci's fame grew, she had a number of personal problems that put her strength and determination to the test. There's more to Darci's story than just her time on American Idol. There are struggles and problems she overcame that not many people saw behind the scenes. As a child, she dealt with severe shyness and social anxiety. Later, she had health problems. Her path to fame is full of both happy and sad times. Even with all the praise and applause, Darci had to deal with the pressures of young fame. She had to find a way to balance her newfound fame with her desire to live a normal life in Oklahoma, where she was from. People thought Darci was a confident performer, but when she wasn't on stage, she was having a hard time with the sudden change in her life. Darci had to fight all the time to stay grounded because fame brought her both new chances and new pressures. Behind the scenes, she was dealing with a very personal problem that almost derailed her plans. She bravely told the world about her battle with cancer to bring attention to it and help other people who are going through similar things. This article tells the story of Darci Lynne that hasn't been told before. It talks about the hidden problems, the struggles with self-doubt, and the painful times that made her the strong young woman she is now. Many people remember her AGT performances as happy and celebratory times, but not many people know how hard it was for her to get to the top. The story of Darci is a strong reminder that there can be shadows even in the brightest lights. Come with us as we look into the journey of Darci Lynne, the ventriloquist who won our hearts and taught us what it means to keep going even when things get hard. If you remember Darci Lynne Farmer before she became famous on America's Got Talent, she was a quiet and shy girl from Oklahoma. Clark and Misty Farmer, her parents, and her three brothers, Nick, Dalton, and Nate, raised her in Oklahoma City. She was born on October 12, 2004, and they are married. Her childhood was full of the simple pleasures of a close family bond and the safe place her parents made for her. However, Darci was very shy, even though she had a loving family life. This made it hard for her to interact with other people and be in public places. When she was younger, Darci liked to avoid being the center of attention, so she would hide behind her mother when she met new people. She was so shy that she avoided making eye contact and didn't say much when other people were around. It was hard for her to make friends and do things with other kids her age because of this. Her young life was hard because she was afraid of social situations and felt anxious when she did. This made her parents wonder how they could help their daughter come out of her shell. When Darci was only 6 years old, her parents entered her in local talent shows to help her get over being shy. They thought that being on stage would help her get used to being in front of people. It wasn't easy at first. Darci was sick of performing in front of people, and the nerves of being on stage were almost too much for her to handle. Even though she was scared at first, she slowly started to love performing, especially singing or speaking in public. Some of her early talent began to show in these pageants, even though her shyness still held her back. When Darci went to an international talent show and met a reigning pageant queen who was also a ventriloquist, things started to change. Darci was immediately interested in the art form and saw ventriloquism as a way to express herself without having to face her fear of public speaking. She thought that using a puppet might help her get out of her comfort zone while still giving her a voice on stage that wasn't her own. This meeting planted a seed that would grow into something that would change her life. However, Darci's family wasn't sure about her excitement about ventriloquism at first. Misty, her mother, thought that Darci was better at singing than ventriloquism. Darci's parents were also worried about whether she would be able to balance her new hobby with her gymnastics and schoolwork. Even with these worries, Darci didn't give up. She kept talking about how much she liked ventriloquism, and for her 10th birthday, she got her parents to buy her a puppet. When Darci got that first puppet, she really started to learn how to be a ventriloquist. She practiced in front of her bedroom mirror for hours on end, teaching herself how to move her lips and give her puppets different voices. It took her a long time to get good at throwing her voice around so that it sounded like the puppet was talking. It only took her a few months to learn how to bring her puppets to life in a way that amazed her family and friends. Darci found that ventriloquism saved her life. It gave her a way to express herself without having to face her shyness head-on. She could make up characters that could say and do things she was afraid to say or do herself. Darci found it hard to be funny, brave, and expressive in real life, but she could be all of those things with her puppets. The new way she could express herself gave her a confidence she had never felt before. Her dedication and hard work soon paid off. Darci's big break came when she won first place in a local talent show called Edmund's Got Talent, beating out both adult and child competitors. There was a professional ventriloquist coach named Gary Owen who saw her performance and offered to help her learn. Gary's help in improving Darci's skills and figuring out how to handle the challenges of performing in front of bigger crowds was a key part of her growth. Darci's life changed after that. What began as a way for her to get over being shy quickly turned into a passion that would shape her future. She found that ventriloquism helped her communicate with the world and break free from the limits of her anxiety. However, Darci found her voice through her puppets. She had no idea that this one-of-a-kind skill would soon take her to America's Got Talent, one of the biggest stages in the world. Darci had early problems with shyness, but she was determined to get over them by learning how to do ventriloquism. This set the stage for her amazing journey. She had to be brave, persistent, and ready to take risks on the journey. These are all traits that would help her as she got ready for the next part of her life. Even though she had problems as a shy girl, Darci's story shows how important it is to find your voice, even if it comes in a strange way. Prior to appearing on America's Got Talent, AGT, Darci Lynne Farmer improved her abilities in a number of local competitions. These helped her find her passion for ventriloquism and gain the confidence to perform in front of large groups of people. She didn't become famous overnight on AGT. It took years of dedication, hard work, and small but important wins that got her ready for the spotlight.